Welcome back to our F1 2021 My Team Career Mode series. Last time out it was yet another agonising day for us then, with yet another failure. I did actually say it was the one of the new parts, but it was actually the one thing that I didn't change that failed, the energy store. And that means we will have to change that now then, and it means that we're down to just one now then for the rest of the season. So yeah, we're going to have to look after that then. We have got a durability upgrade on the car now, but it was for the MGUK. We're going to get another one on the car now then for the control electronics, because we only have two of those as well, and they wear out quite quickly, I've been noticing. So yeah, we're going to get that on the car then, and we're doing a bit of simulator training as well there. But it's back-to-back race weekends here then. We're heading straight now then to the Austrian Grand Prix. Here are the upgrades that we've got on the way. Then we've got a chassis, durability and engine upgrade all coming soon then, hopefully, and that should hopefully then help us in this fight against Haas and Williams here, because Haas are pulling ahead of us now then, and we started so well then. We were ahead of three teams by the look of things, but we're just slowly starting to drop down the order here, just having so many upgrades fail, and yeah, it's really hurting us at the moment in this development race. For the weather then this weekend, it's looking pretty good, looking like there's going to be a bit of rain in qualifying, but by the looks of things that's going to be Q3, and that shouldn't really be affecting us then. So it's looking like it'll be dry running for us then for the entirety of this weekend. Practice went quite well for us then. We managed to gain some more good resource points there then, and also get some development boosts as well then, as we're seeing here. Also gained some more acclaim as well then, so we're heading to level 9 now then, and yeah, well after that then it'll be obviously level 10, and we'll have the chance to get another sponsor on the car, which would be good. Head now then into qualifying for this race, and hopefully then we can position ourselves quite well then on the grid for this one. Obviously it's a track that you can overtake up, but it would still be nice to get a bit higher at the grid than we have been in some recent races, and also out qualify Mick Schumacher, which we've been struggling to do in the recent rounds. And of course he is our rival, and we certainly need to hit back at him then sooner rather than later, as this is our first run now then in Q1. I felt like it was a pretty good lap here then. I was attacking these corners quite a lot, and to the line it's only a 4.6. we're 1.7 slower than Sonoda, and this is why. Sector 1 fine, sector 2 okay, I was a little bit slow there. Sector 3, just how are you even meant to get close to those times? The AI is just impossibly fast through these final two corners, and I mean it's just ridiculous. It's 2021 as we get a DRS failure as well, just to compound things. It's 2021 and they're messing the AI up this badly. They're taking the piss, so well, I'm taking the piss, but this qualifying now then, just track extending like mad through some of these corners now then, just to try and make up some of the time here. We improved to a 104.1 there, and yeah, this is our final run now then, so yeah, we're just going to keep on doing this then. A nice 2003 line through the first corner there to get ourselves a little bit of time. And yeah, I mean, if just the AI isn't going to be done properly, then I'm not going to do the lap properly. That's the deal here then. And well, it should hopefully get us a bit closer then to those up in front of us, because there's simply just no chance that we can live with the AI if they've got like stupid speed through these final two corners here. So yeah, we're just not going to take the proper lines then, and yeah, we are gaining time doing that then. And to the line, we'll see if it gets us anywhere. Well, we improved to 103.8, which does actually get us ahead of Latifi then, so we did manage to beat one person, but yeah, still a couple of tenths shy then of our teammate. And yeah, as a team then, just not a great qualifying for us there, only 20th and 21st on the grid. Schumacher through to Q2, so yet again then it's another loss for us in this rivalry, which is quite frustrating there then. And obviously we now need to hope for better then in the race here, as yeah, it's 15-11, so it's not over yet, but yeah, we really need a result here then in the race, I feel. As we're getting very close now into level 9, and we should hopefully have that then after this weekend. Now then, I did actually, well, the patch for Portimao and some of the performance changes actually came out in the middle of me recording both the quali and the race for this episode, so there is likely to be some changes then, I guess, potentially in performance between qualifying and the race. That could be quite interesting then. We'll see what we can do. We're 21st on the grid, and we'll now head then into the Austrian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's have a chat about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo and Perez, Norris, Gasly, Vettel and Yuki Tsunoda. Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Esteban Ocon and Raikkonen. Mick Schumacher, Giovinazzi, Nikita Mazepin and George Russell, Lundgaard, Ace, Latifi and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
It looks like grid penalties have yet again shaken things up here then. I think Hamilton was on pole but has dropped down to 11th there. And Alonso is down to the back of the grid then, which moves us up to 20th then. So yet again we are moving up then before we even start here. And yeah, in terms of strategy then, we're going to be going on for the mediums then, which I guess is a bit of a gamble because we have been a bit slow on them at times. But I think with a short track like this, we'll probably be lapped relatively quickly. So I think going longer into the race probably is better, like it was in Spain. The two Mercedes then are on mediums, everyone else in the top 10 are on softs. Obviously Tsunoda moved up to 10th there. And then it's just Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Latifi and Lundgaard then who are on the softs. So all of us teams down at the back then are going with split strategies then, with one car on softs and one car on mediums. So that'll be interesting then to see how that plays out because, yeah, as I say, one from each team. So you would feel then that, well, one side is going to be right and one side is going to be wrong in terms of what's the right strategy. I think we're on probably the better one. Because of, as I said, we'll be going longer into the race, so we should be able to put ourselves off from being lapped for longer. And yeah, hopefully that will work out for us then, as we've got the lights coming on now. And away we go here then in Austria. And it's a pretty good start then, I think, for both of us here then. We're on the 10th row, challenging the cars right then towards turn 1. We're on the inside line here then. It's almost 4 wide and we make contact there with Russell. I had to back out of that one then. And despite us having a good start there, we've both managed to find ourselves back where we were, although we're now side by side here then, up, well, through turn 2 then up towards turn 3. We're still on this inside line, so we're going to dive for it then, past Russell and past Schumacher by the looks of things then. Still side by side with our rival, but he has managed to just about edge ahead of us then, but we're now going to use our overtake then and get in the slipstream here and try and get a good run towards turn 4. He's covering right over the inside line there, that line towards the corner. We're going to try and run it around the outside, and it didn't quite pay off for us then. Schumacher holds that one. Russell's now challenges then. We'll just try and stick to this inside line, and we managed to actually force him out a bit wide there then and maintain the position. And Lundgaard actually managed to get through there as well then, so that worked out quite nicely for us then as a team there then. And we've, well, as a team then, we've moved up 1 place then each, so it worked out quite nicely for us. And yeah, we're on the back of Schumacher still then, so hopefully we can continue to challenge him then. And well, we're on the same strategy, so it'd be very good to try and get ahead of him here if we can. As yeah, we're up inside then into turn 4. He didn't cover it this time, so that made it a lot easier for us there, and we managed to get through them by the things up into 17th. So a very positive start for us then, as we see now then the replay of the start. And yeah, I think both of us had a very good launch off the line there, both me and Christian, but we just didn't really have anywhere to go with it then. It was 3 wide up in front of us. I tried to make it 4 wide, but yeah, that wasn't going to work there. Up at the front, well, it's Red Bull's home race, and that'll be making them very happy then, as well as many of the Dutch fans that will have come to this race then, because Verstappen got the jump then right from the start there, and 3 went then up into the lead. Here's Hamilton then, who I believe got pole, but obviously he started 11th because of a penalty. He manages to pass, I believe it's Sonoda there, then run the outside into turn 1, and then up towards turn 3 here, just stays on the inside line, dives past about 3 cars here then. Doesn't quite get it done then on Gasly, but still manages to make up a couple of more positions there then. So some good work there from the championship leader. And here is us then also making some places up to turn 3 there then on the opening lap, and overtaking George Russell. Now this then was Lundgaard then, as me and Russell were battling up in front of us, and we'll see then into turn 6 here. We just managed to run Russell out wide there, and that allowed Lundgaard to penalties on that one then, and we both managed to move our position there, so that worked out very nicely. And then finally here's the move on Schumacher, so it was a very action-packed opening couple of laps there. On to lap 5, where we're still right behind Mazepin here then, so whilst we were struggling quite a bit in qualifying for pace, or at least keeping up with the AI's ridiculous pace, it seems to be a lot better for us here then in race conditions, and I'm not even really having to track extend really at all then to actually keep up with them this time then, so it's working out quite nicely then. I don't know if this performance update changed something or just made some cars slower and that helped us out, but something's working. But yeah, I did think that they said that the whole AI problem wouldn't be fixed until later, but I don't know, it seems to be working out a bit better so far in the race then, as we are now making the move on Mazepin then, and we've gone through there up into 16th position, so it's turned into a much better race already than I was expecting here then. Already up into 16th with Lundgaard also up there as well then in 18th, so not too bad for us as a team, but every time it goes well for us so far this season, we've ended up not finishing, so we really just need to hope it carries on going as it is for us at the moment then. On to lap 19, where, well, this was quite a quiet first stint then, because I couldn't quite catch up to the Alfa Romeos up in front of us then. They were battling with Ocon, as we managed to build out a gap to Mazepin behind us, and we've now got Vettel then and Gasly there, the early stoppers then from the soft tyres, and they rejoined just behind us. But I think Gasly is going to be making the move then quite quickly on us here, and we just let him through there to get the DRS now then down to turn 4, because he was going to be going through there anyway, and at least we managed to get a little bit of a DRS boost ourselves there. On to lap 22 now then, we're behind Raikkonen, who has a big lock-up then, and Gasly and Vettel then both making their way through the field here really helped us quite a lot, because it slowed down this battle between Raikkonen and Giovinazzi and Ocon, and it really allowed us to just catch right up to them here. We've also got Norris on the back of us then, he's also pitted and come out then just behind us, and he's going to make the move now then towards the final 2 corners, and we won't fight this one too hard, because as I say, he can really help us out here as well then by battling with Ocon and Raikkonen. I believe it's Giovinazzi then who's just pitted, so that's 1 car out of the way for us then, and it's going to be a 3 wide here it looks like, by the looks of things, then towards turn 1. Ocon without DRS, Norris and Raikkonen both with it. A bit of bumping and barging, we managed to make our way past Ocon there, and we're side by side with Raikkonen up towards turn 2 and 3 here. We've got DRS as well, so we're going to get the run on Norris as well here. Towards the braking zone, it's 3 wide nearly, Norris right over on the inside line, but makes a complete mess of it, runs Raikkonen out wide. We take that then, move up to 11th and get a 1 second gap already then, so that's worked out very nicely for us then, all the way up to 11th now. Here it is then once again. Ocon did actually have DRS there, but I guess Raikkonen and Norris then, both with a slipstream, managed to still get a very good run there, and it all got very tight into turn 1. You don't often see a lot of overtaking there, never mind 3 wide, so they did well to get through that then without suffering any damage by the looks of things. And there's certainly a bit of bumping and barging, certainly between Ocon and Norris there, and it just allowed us to cut underneath then and get the Alpine there, and then we got a great run on all 3 of them because of it. Then we followed this then on board from Ocon and Norris. I don't know what he was doing there, he just completely lost it on the inside line there and hopped over the grass, pushed Raikkonen that wide, and we'll see it again then. We were just able to duck underneath and take the lot of them then, and that worked out very nicely for us, and we're up into 11th, which is I think the highest we've ever been then, ever in any race so far then in this career mode so far. But obviously it doesn't last very long then, because Norris is now finally going to overtake us then, and that should now be for good, I would imagine then. As we see then further back down the field, Nicholas Latifi having a spin at turn 3. We saw him have a couple of spins in Bahrain, so yeah, he's not been the best season so far then, and yeah, that drops him quite a long way then behind the rest of the field now. As into pits we come now then on lap 25 for our first stop here then. We'll be going over to another set of medium tyres, and yeah, going for yet another long stint. And so far this strategy does seem to have worked out very nicely for us then, because we managed to make a bit of a gap to those who were on softs, such as our teammate and Mazepin, and I think Latifi as well. So that's worked out quite nicely for us then. We managed to get ahead of Schumacher and Russell and Raikkonen as well, so it's all worked out very nicely for us then. They're on the same strategy as us, and we are just ahead of Raikkonen still then. 1.8 is the gap. I imagine he will probably catch up to us a bit now then, now that we're back in some clear air, but still we're running ahead of him at the moment, so yeah, can't complain too much. Ocon has also been in now then, and he's going to be a few seconds behind as well then, and I imagine he'll be catching up quite soon as well then. As we skip a few laps now then, and Raikkonen is now within DRS range here, so I imagine it'll just be a matter of time then before he potentially gets this move done, but we will try and fight this one because it is for position obviously, and yeah, it could potentially be for a good position in the championship as well. We go deep though into turn 3, and that's going to allow Raikkonen to get a bit of a switch back on us here then. He's going to have DRS here again because he was behind at the detection point. We're going to try and tuck back into the slipstream as he pulls ahead, but I don't think there's anything we can do there, and through he goes then up into 14th position. We'll try and stick with him if we can. Obviously there are 3 DRS zones around this track, and it's quite a short track, so yeah, if we just have some decent pace, then we should hopefully be able to stick with him here then with those DRS zones, and that's exactly what we're doing here then. We've got a good run up towards turn 3 now then. He's covering the inside line, so I think we'll just hold back here, try and do a little bit of a switch back and try and get a good run now then down this third DRS straight then towards turn 4, and yeah, he's going all the way over to the inside line then, so we'll just try and take it right outside and on the racing line. We're right on the outside here then. It's going to be very close. He's still hanging it in there, and I think he may well have been using a bit of overtake there, because yeah, he managed to just power ahead of us there through turn 5, and yeah, was comfortably ahead by the time we reached turn 6. So yeah, just nothing we could do there, but as I said, this is a short lap and there's 3 DRS zones, so all we have to do is just stick with him then through these few corners then in the latter part of the lap here, and we are able to just yeah, go again then with the DRS here. We're back in the slipstream, we've got the DRS, and well, we can't really go for a move here into turn 1, but we can set it up hopefully for turn 3 then, as yeah, we get a decent drive, not the best, but we're going to have DRS. We're going to deploy some of our ARS as well then through the flat out turn 2. He's going defensive then towards turn 3, and we should hopefully have this done then. On the brakes, we'll see if we can run it around the outside. It looks like we've done just enough then, and I think we should now be able to hold this one then down the straight despite him having the DRS there. So yeah, that worked out very nicely then. A battle there for a couple of laps. It all started then with Raikkonen making the move. Initially we went too deep into turn 3 on that occasion, and that allowed him to just do a bit of a textbook switch back there and get the move. This was then down on the next lap then, down into turn 4, and he just had so much more speed there out of the corner that I imagine he was using quite a lot of his ERS there to pull away from us, and well, it certainly worked out for him at that point, but then we just came back at him on the next lap into turn 3, made up for before when we got our braking wrong and managed to get that move done. Further back then we see Alonso this time into turn 3, and he actually runs into the back end of Nikita Mazepin there and breaks his front wing, so he started last, and his fight back through the field here is not going well at all then for Fernando Alonso, and that's going to be an extra pit stop for him then in this race, as Daniel Ricciardo is now out of the race as well then, so that's going to be a place gain for us there. And Ricciardo yet again running in quite a good position here, has had an issue, and there it goes then, right in the face of Carlos Sainz. Another engine blowout there by the looks of things. He had some sort of mechanical issue back in Spain. I can't remember if that was an engine issue on that occasion, but yeah, that's certainly a race over once again then for Ricciardo, and it moves us up to 13th position. As we're now getting lapped then for the first time here by Verstappen, the race leader. He's managed to hold that lead then since the start. Now then we'll see if we can do what we did back in France and see if we can actually just sit in the slipstream here then and try and gain a bit of pace then this way. As I said, it's a short track, a few DRS zones, so there's a chance here. We've actually got a good chance here of unlapping ourselves here and overtaking Verstappen here once again, but I don't think that's a good idea as Verstappen actually locks up there, and yeah, it could have almost been contact there. But yeah, down these straights we are actually getting good runs here. We could have overtaken him twice here, but there's just no point because we would have to slow down and let him through again. But you can see then we are doing just about enough here to stay within DRS range, and that's going to be helped us massively here then against Raikkonen. As Giovinazzi then pits for a second time, it looks like he's on a 3-stop strategy potentially, or going for quite a long stint here on the mediums to the end. We'll have to wait and see on that one then. And yeah, we're sticking with Verstappen here, so yet again, as it was back in France when we were sort of just drafting behind Ocon, this is working very nicely then because we're almost driving at the Red Bull pace here, and that's allowing us to just pull away from Raikkonen. We've got the gap out to 1.6 seconds, and yeah, this is just working out very nicely for us indeed then. Just picking up that DRS here then. We're still just about getting it then on lap 46 as well. So yeah, it's been a few laps now since he managed to get past us, but we're still getting the benefits from that DRS. So this has just worked out so nicely for us then. We've managed to build up a nice gap here to Raikkonen and Ocon, and we're even lapping Latifi now then in the Williams. So it's really just been a great day for us so far. But well, the master is becoming the apprentice here then, because now Latifi is doing it to us then. He's getting a slipstream and he's actually trying to unlap us here then. So he could potentially be getting in our way here a little bit, but I don't know, he may just be going for a little bit of the slipstream as well then. And no, he is actually going to unlap us here then. And yeah, we need to watch out for that because we have got the two Mercedes then just behind us as well. So we're both going to have to move over for them then in a second. And yeah, a few corners later then they're right on the tail of us then. And we both let them through then. Bottas goes through and Hamilton is not going to go through then. And Schumacher's out of the race. It's all kicking off here then. And Hamilton was actually trying to pit there. And both being Latifi were blocking the pit lane there, trying to let him through. So yeah, that didn't exactly go to plan for him there then. As we're now getting called in for our pit stop. And Schumacher had actually stopped there at turn 1, but they managed to clear that away quite quickly. So that's potentially very good for us then. Because our title our just our rival is out of the race then. As we see then, this is a couple of laps ago, Tsunoda then lap pinned Schumacher there, and that's Russell just up in front, and in fact they collided in turn 4, and that's the broken front wing there for Tsunoda, so that's his race ruin there. That's unfortunate for him. And this is Schumacher then letting through Tsunoda, and yeah, he's going to get rewarded for that then straight away, because yeah, there's contact between Russell and Tsunoda, and he goes through, but that good fortune did not last very long at all then, because it was only a lap later that, well, yet another engine blowout then. It went last time out in France as well, and yeah, that's 2 races in a row, so that's some terrible luck for him then. But it's good news for us then in the rivalry, assuming the same thing doesn't happen to us now, which it would just be typical for us because it's happened every time we've been going well so far this season. And we are going very well today then so far. We are pitting here then from 11th position. Obviously some cars are now going to the end, such as Vettel there, he goes through. I believe Giovinazzi is also going to the end then. He's gone for a bit of a different strategy, but it's worked out quite well for him so far. Raikkonen's in on the same lap as well then. And yeah, oh, it could have been a good stop there, but Bottas was also in, and well, our team held us there for just too long. I guess they were a little bit too worried there about releasing us into the path of a Mercedes there, and yeah, they were way too cautious on that one then, and Raikkonen is only 1.4 behind us. Ocon is up the road then 14 seconds, but he still has to pit. Alonso is 6 seconds behind us, so it's really been a miserable day for him, and just in general for the Alpine team then they're really nowhere. They're part of this back marker fight pretty much then. As we skip to lap 52 now then, where Ocon is now in the pits then, so yeah, it's just down to us now then. We're up in 13th, no more pit stops to go, and we'll see then what happens here between us and Raikkonen and Ocon as well, because I imagine he'll probably catch up as well here. It doesn't look like there's much traffic, or at least we're not going to be lapped many more times then. There's a McLaren about 10 seconds behind us then, which will probably catch us by the end, but still, this is looking like it's just going to be a straight fight here then between us and Raikkonen now then for these final 17 laps here for this 13th position. Raikkonen's going for it then straight away, then up into turn 3, and we've just about managed to hold it then. We're side by side here then. I believe he has DRS, does he? It doesn't look like either of us guys there. I guess it didn't register as either of us having it there. I guess we were side by side into the corner. But Raikkonen then on the inside line manages to get the move done, and we'll have to try and fight back now then to get that one back. Here we are then next time round, and we weren't quite close enough there into turn 3 to return the favour there, but if we can get a good drive out of this corner, then we will have DRS here, and we should hopefully be quite close here as we get towards turn 4. He is going defensive here then just at the last second, and we couldn't quite go for it there on the brakes, so nothing's going to happen on this lap then by the looks of things. But we're still very close here then, and we're just continuing to follow and then getting the benefit of all those DRS zones there, and we are now really looking in a good position to attack then. He's really covering that inside line this time. We're going to try and run it outside. We've been here before, and yeah, side by side once again, but this time then we're going to use our battery and fight back this time, and we've got the inside line then for turn 6, and it looks like we have managed to get ourselves back ahead then and back up into 13th position, which could be so important for us, of course. Then we haven't had main results so far, and really none of us teams have been able to get that high in the finishing position so far. None of us have been in the points, so a 13th could be very good here, as we see then these replays then of this fight. Raikkonen covering that one then on that occasion, but then next time around we were a lot closer, and this time we used our battery then, managed to, well, it managed to be sort of a clear fight, well, a fair fight then towards that next corner then, as we were both using our energy up by the looks of things, and we got the inside line then and managed to get through. But this battle is far from over then. Raikkonen's now going for it once again and up into turn 3 on lap 58. We've done just about enough then to hold him off this time though, but yeah, as I say, this isn't certainly not over then, and we skip a couple more laps and he's still right behind us. Ocon is still right there as well. We're actually catching Giovinazzi and Vettel as well, but we're battling so much that I don't think there's any chance we're actually going to catch them by the end of this race though. And yeah, as I say, we're doing just about enough then up towards turn 3 here. We managed to maintain our position this time then. Raikkonen will have DRS though again down towards turn 4. I thought he was actually too far away, but he actually gained on us very quickly here then towards the braking zone. Actually went for it at the inside, and it looks like he may just have done enough then. We're going to use our battery once again then to try and stay ahead. He's edging ahead of us, but we've got the inside line into turn 6. It's going to be very close. He was a lot further, well, he was a lot more alongside us that time, and yeah, it was a lot harder to maintain that one, but we did just about enough then. But he's now very close towards us, towards turn 9 here then, and he's gone for it then up the inside, and well, you don't often say overtakes there, but well, he's managed to make it stick then, and we'll have to try and get him back now then, put down one of these DRS zones. We're very close over the start finish line. He's going defensive towards turn 1, but that's probably going to just hurt his momentum then out the corner, and that should really now help us as we head towards turn 2. He certainly tried to squeeze us there up the hill, but we managed to hold it in there, and yeah, we're going to get ahead now then up towards turn 3, and through we go then up into 13th position once again. And well, this is just an epic battle then. There's no chance we can build out a gap here, so all we can do is just keep on fighting here then and hope that we can actually stay ahead then by the checkered flag. Ocon obviously right there as well, ready to pounce on anything that goes wrong for either of us then, as we did just about enough there to squeeze Raikkonen out into turn 6, but obviously that didn't last very long, because yeah, he came back and us then into turn 9, made a very bold move there, and yeah, it obviously didn't last long. He almost squeezed onto the grass there, but left just about enough room once it's clear that we weren't going to back out of that one then, and managed to get the move done then up into turn 3. Let's go up into lap 65, but this is still not over. Honestly, we've been lapped in this race, so we are going to have at least one less lap to have to hold him off, but yeah, this is going to go the full distance, and I think because Raikkonen is still right there fighting us once again into turn 3, we do just about enough on this occasion then to hold him off there, and that actually hurt his drive then towards this next DRS zone, so we are safe here for another lap. And now onto the penultimate lap, and well, I think we may just have been saved then, because that McLaren then has finally caught us up then and started to lap us, and yeah, that's dropped Ocon and Raikkonen a few seconds back now, and it is actually Norris then who we actually had a little bit of a fight with earlier on in this race, and he has got well, he's managed to get a whole lap on us now then, and yeah, it really helps us then because well, it dropped them back, and also we've now been able to do our old DRS trick here then, and we can just sit behind him now then for these final couple of laps and just about driving close enough then to get the DRS from him. And yeah, we're not going to be under any kind of attack now then from Raikkonen and knock on for this final lap now then. So yeah, it's worked out very nicely for us here then, and I certainly did not expect this at all then after qualifying. When I saw just the AI pace through the final sector, I thought there's just no chance, but I guess it's not as bad in the race. I don't know if this new update helped us all, but yeah, this is going to be our best result then by a mile, and finally nothing went wrong for us then. We finally maximised the potential from the weekend, and we're going to come to the line now then. It's 13th position in Austria.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here at Austria, and a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
For the first time this season, Mercedes are beaten, and Red Bull will be very happy that they managed to do it then at their home race as well. Max Verstappen takes the win then. There's still the two Mercedes then, second and third. Hamilton recovering from 11th there to finish second. Perez then in fourth. The two Ferraris a good weekend for them in fifth and sixth. Two AlphaTauris in the points as well, and Stroll run out the points finishers. They were in 13th. Lundgaard was 18th, so a good weekend for us there. And it's now a 7-point gap then between Hamilton and Bottas. He's managed to build out that gap once again then, but Verstappen's closing on them now then with that win, overtaking Perez then and getting the gap down to 39 points. We move up then finally to 17th then with that result, so that's what I was saying, you know, just even a 13th place then could really help us here, and it's helped us as well in the Constructors then. We're ahead of Haas now, so that's very good for us there. Mercedes still leading the way, Ferrari have overtaken McLaren, and yeah, we are up into 9th position.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. Appreciate your time.
And just to top off what was a very good weekend then, nothing for Schumacher and 4 for us there, and that levels things back up then after quite a lot of misfortune for us. We're back on level terms now then finally, and we get this rivalry is back on. We also gained quite a lot of acclaim then today. We move up to level 5 as a driver, and we comfortably move up to level 9 then, and we're already well on our way to level 10 now then with that result. So yeah, fantastic for us there then, and yeah, we can really start to make some more progress now then. I don't know where the damage came from this weekend, but apparently we had some, so yeah, we didn't make as much money as we could have done then, but still we're looking quite good at the moment then, heading towards, I guess, the driver contract renewals coming soon. So yeah, overall then a very positive weekend then. Finally things are going in the right direction for us, and hopefully they will continue on in that way. Hope you enjoy this one. If you did, really appreciate a like on the video, and hope to see you next time.